Welcome to a Farmers Breakfast Show right here on County 034, right here from Up Farmers Media, where we help you connect, learn, and grow. And it is a very interesting week that we're starting. We are coming from the farm, visiting different farmers across Kajiado County and Machakos County as well, just getting to understand much more about what they're doing, the challenges they're facing, especially the drought situation that we are facing as a country and a continent as well. My name is Noah Naseli Karibo, your host, and I have my co-host here, but lakini uko na jina ngapi? Introduce yourself.
My name is Titus Nakel from Farmers. We are here to discuss immediately on the agricultural process.
Yes, so today we're touching on academia. We want to see, and we had some polls that we created last week and the previous week, just getting to understand, especially now that students are coming, results have come out. Now we want to know and just understand a bit more. Why is it that we keep on talking about agriculture being attractive to the youth, but we're not talking about these academics? So today we want to break it down and getting to understand. We will be joined much later by one of our friends who was very passionate. I think when I created the poll, she was the first person to react and say a certain college is good, but still there are no jobs. So we also want to understand that in terms of when how many doctors are out there without jobs, how many scientists are out there without jobs, how many people have graduated no jobs. Why is it that we're saying agriculture has to be attractive to the youth, and yet we're not even talking about how to modernize, how to make those courses attractive? And Titus again here, fresh from academia, will tell us about where he studied, what he did, and why that course and whether it was attractive. And I hear, by the way, there's a difference between uh, ladies and ladies and gents in terms of the courses of agriculture they take in. We will get to understand what are these courses. Is food science agriculture? So just to dive in into the discussion. First of all, weekend ilikuwa namna gani bwana? Jana nasikia bado mlikimbia baada ya nini? From that the guy we met in Senya, you still went
we went to Maltisa and then we go like 25 kilometers inside.
25 kilometers. How is the road?
The road was not so bad.
Better than ours.
Yeah.
25 kilometers.
Yeah, inside.
The guy is farming.
The guy is really doing well.
Wow, very interesting. Very interesting. So let me ask, when you talk about how's that week? That experience of that week.
It's a very interesting week and very educative week in terms of agriculture.
I'm being told just moving a bit closer to the mic.
Because I've come to realize that if you are a farmer, it's better you go on the ground because things on the ground are very different. As you may say, we went and met the challenges that the farmers are facing. We have seen the reality ourselves. We have given them some perspective and knowledge on what how will they do. And we like to tell our farmers that most of the farmers are really facing a lot of challenges out there.
So when you talk about the mkulima anakupigia simu. Anyway, so when you looked around, you said something very important. On the ground, things are a bit different. What did you expect?
My expectation,
yes,
I thought that farmers are just producing without a very high cost. I thought that things are cheap, the way they are farming systems.
Yes.
But when I went there, I realized that farmers are very, very learned and they are very learned.
Yes.
To an extent that they have a lot of experience outside there than us who are in the offices.
Exactly.
Knowledge.
Yes.
Of which if you go out there, you'll be taught more. You'll be now be you are supposed to be the teacher, but
utakuwa mwalimu. Kwa ground we don't tofauti. Farmers are really knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
And remember the guy we met in that 74.
Yeah.
There in Duka Moja Kumpa there. Remember he said that it is very important for farmers to visit each other.
Absolutely.
Because farmers have localized. They have local information. They know, they understand a lot of information that is out there.
Yeah.
My question to you is, do you think extension services is reaching out to, is filling that gap of what farmers now don't know? because you see, remember when you talked about what he has been doing, the challenge he's been facing, especially things like drip irrigation. You saw the way he had tried. He Google he YouTubed Google and got to know how to do it. Do you think it is extension services has reached a level that farmers have given up, or what can be done before we even jump into, because that also comes into now, what are these courses, what are people taught? I know you've been told, you worked on extension services, so is I call her Margalita, Margaret, yes, just do you think extension services needs to, what does it, what did to do?
I think, in my own perspective, I think the government, either the national or the county government, they have to have extension officers, because these people will give the right and the correct information to the farmers.
Yes.
And once the farmers have the correct information, implementing things will be very easy.
But why is it that they're failing? Why is it that the government is failing?
I think that the reason why the government is failing is because, number one, when you look at the government of Kenya, it's like they are not putting a lot of emphasis and income. They have a lot of money.
Yes.
In agricultural sector. You find that I heard someone saying that the highest amount of money going to the county is about at 4%.
Yes, 4%. Yes.
I was really shocked, because as you are seeing, everything in Kenya, it's about agriculture. All industries, most of them are like 80%. Zote depend about the agriculture, the produce, whatever.
Yes.
Most of the people are employed because of agriculture. So I think the government should take this thing very seriously and employ these extension officers. And first, before employing them, they have to take to teach them by the professionals about how they will give the information. Because
before even going to there, these extension officers are there.
Yeah.
They're in the county government.
Yeah.
Resource mobilization goes to development, goes to what is it called, the salaries and the rest. Absolutely. The remaining 2%, do you think it is enough?
If they are managed well,
yes,
they can do something good. But what will really help us if they increase. They bring.
How much do you think is ideal? How much do you think is ideal for agriculture?
From my point of view, since agriculture is everything in the country, hata siwaeke 50%.
Ngoja kidogo tusikie kwanza. Ukisema in everything, what does it mean? Because me, I think that's a lie. I don't think agriculture is everything.
In my perspective, when I say
I think it's a campaign strategy.
No, it's not a campaign strategy. When I say it's everything, it's because most of the agricultural from the farmer, you know that chain.
Yes.
The farmer, the consumer, then the production. For example, if I have my own farm here, I have to have a motorbike, and if I didn't have that farm there, this person of the motorbike should not have contributed anything.
Ingekuwa yako hiyo.
So because of this chain, I think agriculture is doing a lot of in this our country. And
so it is number one employer.
Number one employer in this country.
Without a doubt. But does that necessarily mean that it is making money?
It depends.
Because I think most people, most county governments would prefer to put more money in roads. Or, I don't know, where do they take the money, by the way? And salaries, yes. But if you look at it very critically, do you think that agriculture is the thing that they want to generate more money? Because it can generate money. It generates employment.
Yeah.
How come farmers are always complaining?
I think the reason why farmers are complaining, number one, when you teach someone something, they will get to understand you in the first place. Again, if you give them the correct method, if you don't have the correct method, you spend a lot of money, and the output will be very low. So what the government needs to do, the government needs to invest a lot in the agricultural sector.
Okay.
Even if it's like, even if they will help, even when you go to the communal land, they can drill one borehole, put the solar panels, and that will be a community thing, and it will really help for the government to raise a lot of money. Even
so, let me ask you: we are facing drought.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of food being thrown away.
Yeah.
Have we been taught that course?
We haven't.
So which course that would that be? Because at the end of the day, we're facing drought in some areas, and in other areas there is excess food production. There's a lot of food that we're importing. Who is fooling who? Nyinyi umesoma agriculture. What is happening? Hata kama sisi tulianza baadaye.
So the problem is, I think the problem is in the government. Because as I usually say, it's about the government, every policies that they make.
Is it now, considering that agriculture has been devolved?
Absolutely.
Is it county government now or is it national government? Because policies will come from national government.
Yeah.
But broken now that you've devolved.
I think it's a national government mostly.
Yes.
Most if I can say, because you know the county government locate the revenue and take it to the national government, and then they are brought back to the county and budgeted for. But I can also add that the county government should invest a lot in the agricultural sector, because they are given a lot of money. It's like a general county had that there every year 9 billion. That's a lot of money. Even if they give us at 1 billion.
Anyway, now over the weekend, one of our excellencies, Pastor Dorcas Rigadi, are they also called Nini? Excellencies?
Yeah, the ladies, I think so.
They also call it excellencies.
She's the deputy president.
This is me and Mike Upper. And one of the things that I saw and I really liked what she did, and that's one of the reasons why we said let's have this discussion, is that she visited, I think she visited NYS. It was brilliant. It was really, really, really nice to see that she had visited National Youth Service. And what I saw is that she actually looked at how can that happen? How can the integration between her office, what she's her dream, and what she likes to do? One of the things that I really like about what she does is that when it comes to the practicality of things, she goes to the ground.
That is very good, because
I really like the effort that she's doing.
Goes to the,
Exactly. Yeah. We'll just share some of the images courtesy of her page. We'll share some. And one of the pictures that I saw, for those of you watching us, we'll be able to share some of this in a few minutes. Is actually her at NYS, and she didn't just visit the offices. She visited the offices
and the ground.
She went to the farm that is near there, which we'll be sharing that in a few. I'm being told now we can go to the next story and then we come back once the images are ready. However, one of the things that came out very strongly in the post that she created was the fact that actually the impact that I actually saw was the fact that National Youth Service trains very many agronomists.
Absolutely.
Very many agronomists, disciplined forces. But when we posted out this information and I talked about her work and what she's doing, one of the comments came from a friend who is actually be joining us on a call a bit later today. She's called Margaret Njenga, who said that there are courses that are out there. They've studied agriculture, but there are no jobs. Where do you think is the disconnect? Before, as we look for this, as we get the images done, right? Yes.
In my perspective, I think the jobs is number one.
Yeah.
You know, you employ number one. I have to challenge the learned people.
Yes.
That you don't you are not supposed to sit on an office to know that you are an agriculturalist or you are in the agricultural sector.
No, wait. You said you don't have to do that.
You don't have to be on an office all the time.
To sit in the office.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be out in the field.
Yeah, out in the field. For example, most of the people are well learned, but you know we are many and resources are scarce.
No,
but
wait.
What I can say,
I want to go back to that statement you said that we are many and the resources are scarce. You are many, but the farmers have more. Absolutely. The ratio of extension services Kenya only is one extension officer to 1,000, close to between actually more than 1,200 farmers. Do you think that if we can have extension officers with each sub county, sub location,
that will be very okay, because they have that will create employment about, because if 1,000, the ratio is 1 to 1,200.
Yes, again it's the 1 to 400.
Imagine Kajiado County, how many could we employ? if the population of Kajiado is 500,000, divide by that ratio, for example, that will be around
How
10.
many sub counties? No, how many sub locations are there? How many locations? Wards?
Wards in Kajiado County?
Yes.
25 elected.
25 elected.
Yeah.
So if you 25 inaonekana wewe ni mtu wa siasa.
25 elected.
25 elected.
Yes.
So if you're 25 elected, that's already those are in every ward. There's how many? There's a chief.
In every ward, yes.
Every ward.
Yeah.
And then there are 2 sub chiefs or more.
Yeah.
So technically in Kajiado, we already have 50 extension officers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are even fewer because there are more farmers.
A lot of farmers.
So when you talk about extension services, what and you know, majority of the extension officers are not young.
Yeah.
You saw like the ones who came
Yeah.
here.
They are old.
No, it's one who said you're old, not me.
They are old.
They're not young.
Yeah.
So when you talk about them not being young, what happens is that how do we pull these people to there? Because it's very hard to get a parent whose child says they want to be an extension officer like the father. What is the disconnect?
You know, another thing that I can say, because I come from a family.
Yes.
Most of the parents don't encourage their students to learn these agricultural courses.
But why?
Because they think they are lower jobs. That's their perspective. So,
but your dad is very excited about you doing this.
Yeah. So when I was in class Form 3, I used to hear about agriculture, everything, and my perspective, number one, I didn't want someone to employ me in my education. So if I get employed or not, I have the knowledge that I can put on ground and have something productive.
There's something you say that is very interesting. You did not want to be employed technically.
No, not I did want, but
Yes.
I did want to depend on employment.
No, I think that's a very good point, because I don't think extension officers need to be employed.
Yeah.
I think they can create their own jobs.
Absolutely.
Why do you think they're not doing it? And because it's going back to it's all this is going back into the academics, the courses, all that. Yes.
The reason why they are not doing it, number one, it depends with the financial. You know, you cannot, even if you have a very good dream and you are not supported in any way or the other, you'll find yourself lagging behind a little bit.
So now there's something that we did in university. I think all colleges do that. There's a course called business. It's normally called either business development or business something, where you are taught how to write a business plan.
Yeah.
Kwani agriculture mfundishi huyo?
Tulifunzwa, hata mimi niliandika.
What were you taught to do?
You know, number one.
I remember mine. Mine was how to digitize garbage collection. My course, my business plan for campus was how to digitize garbage collection.
That was very interesting. Mine was about the dairy production, about the milking system. So that was my business. But
so this business plan, when you're taught in academia in agriculture, what does it comprise of?
The business plan, number one, you have the idea of the business plan, how you do it, but at some point, not at some point, majorly,
yes,
it's about the finances. Because you are being, for example, 1 million, which I don't know if I get those money very soon. So that was my idea.
Service. Need to start your business. You need much less. What is need a motorbike because you to visit farmers, senior. A motorbike is like 200,000. And you don't have to start with a brand new one. Yeah. What you need is at least money for what?
if you have the means of transport, because that is a major issue. If you
Yes,
have
fuel.
the
Yes.
fuel money,
Yes.
then giving the farmers the knowledge, it will be very easy because like if you have like, even that 200,000, because if you buy a motorbike of 120, or depending on the place that you are in, because in Kajiado County, if you go to certain places, there are certain types of motorbikes which are required in that place. For example, if you come here, you most likely find the Bajaj. And if you go to the place that you are, the Sky goes because of the hilly places and
TVS.
the TVS, those big by motorbikes.
Yes.
But depending on the place you have, if you get like 200,000, because if you get like 150 and you buy a new motorbike, then the 51 you'll be using in fuel, that will be very okay.
Now, uh,
That's where the trading is coming
hawalipi. Na kuna moja nililipa, alinipatia pesa kidogo, sema ni kidogo, lakini nikaenda 320 kilometers to and back, to and fro.
in. Sasa unaona nini kuanda hapa
And
mafuta ya gari peke yake hujaenda.
so, if we talk about this, there's a model that we will discuss once Margarita is on. But anyway, those who are watching us, this is a farmer's breakfast show. We are discussing that is the farmer accessing this information, information about production, information about markets, information about pest and disease management, information about staffing, how to train staff, information about latest trends in agriculture. And what we want to share now is just some of the images that we picked from the Her Excellency Pastor Dorcas Gavi, where she visited quite a number of the NYS service offices. We'll just ask our yes, we have them. You have them now on your screen there. And what really excited me about is just the fact that she was on the ground.
Yeah, that is very good.
You know,
If you have leaders like that in this
yes,
country, we will
yes.
really go far.
Yes, and she actually, one of the things that I would like to bring out here right now is just the fact that she has made it her goal
Yeah,
to talk and improve the lifestyle of the boy child.
that is very good because the boy child, even in the Maasai community,
Yes,
the boy child is, I don't know how I can put it, but it's
ameachili
really ameachiliwa. Even
kabisa.
in the education system,
Mm-hmm.
we find like in around 20 graduations, we only find two.
Really?
Yeah, it's becoming so sad, but the government is really, we need to talk about this one. So it's a bit political
Yes,
because
very interesting. We do a siasa. But when do you go? But that's very interesting. As you can see, some of the images there, we can actually see Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, actually the wife of the deputy president, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. She's actually very active in empowering the boy child in terms of many things, activities, and just the fact that she has actually brought it out in terms of agriculture being one of the key ways of empowering empowering the youth. This is really commendable. We have reached out to her, and we will try and see if we can be able to have her in one of our shows, just talking about what her vision is and what she would like to do more. We will take a short break. When we come back, we will have Margaret Njenga, who will be joining us all the way from Nakuru to tell us a bit more about what these courses are all about. Yes. But before we go for a break, we remember that we are also doing a lot of work out there. I think you've been, Titus will tell us later on in the show about the livestock feed pasture commercialization project. Yes, so livestock feed commercialization project, which is we in a partnership with Action Africa International and Kajiado County, in terms of how we can be able to get farmers to grow their own pasture so that it's healthy. I was reading the news over the weekend that some of the pasture that has been coming to the county has been bringing weeds, like Ipomea has been coming in, a lot of ticks, a lot of diseases. So that is one of the projects that we have passionately been up to. That's why you missed us, part of us in studio last week. That is one of the things that we were doing a lot of research on it. And we know that, as you can see on your screens, once the lower tags have been removed, yes, you can see that what we're discussing is the pasture commercialization project, or better known as livestock feed commercialization project. As you can see, who we are partnering with: Action Africa, Help International, and County Government of Kajiado, and which is a program that has been sponsored by UNFAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and Mastercard Foundation. We'll be taking a short break. When we come back, we will dive into the discussion.
This is
a farmer's media.
a farmer's media.
We tell you the stories of African farmers.
Welcome back to Farmers Breakfast Show. Your host known as Siali Kadima, and we Titus who? Lakini is it Makeli? Hapana bana, ulinitumia majina mingi sana bana hapa bana.
My name is Titus Nakel Make, but the Sitelu is my grandfather's name, and I really like it.
Bana, you told me.
My name is Titus.
Yes.
And Masai means a son of a grandfather.
There's no Makeli here. There's no.
That is my account, whatever, my account Facebook.
On Facebook account.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yes. So we have this young man here, full of energy. I have not met a guy who at 2 a.m. is waking me up to discuss about farmers. and I have a witness. Our producer, who we were with when we were discussing and visiting farmers. This young man has a lot of energy. I don't know what he consumes. I don't know if it is sugar rush. Sijui namna gani. We are discussing about agricultural courses. Which one is marketable? Which university? You've not told us where you studied agriculture.
I was in Kabete National Polytechnic.
Yes.
Where I took general agriculture.
General agriculture.
Yeah.
What does how when you look at general agriculture versus which other courses were there?
In the school?
Yes. In agriculture related.
In agriculture related, there were I think that was the major course because it was beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that they began there.
Okay.
General
Interesting.
agriculture.
So, how marketable do you think that course was? Or how do you measure marketability of
Ability of
of a course?
The
Is it
reason
is
why
it is it based on how many jobs the students who have graduated there get, or what is it?
that was my passion number one when I went there. So I have to study about. I wanted the agricultural courses,
Mhm.
but when I went to the institution, I
Mhm.
found out that there was general agriculture, and the reason why I took it that one.
Yes.
If you find in general agriculture,
Mhm.
it's most likely about the agricultural. You can study about the crop production,
Mhm.
the animal production. You can do about agricultural engineering, the tractor, whatever.
Mhm.
And you can study about the extension also because it was called agricultural extension.
Mhm.
You study about how to give farmers information.
Mhm.
And another course that was there was about the home economics, about but it was
Okay.
a sub unit.
But let me ask you, why did you go? Why were you interested in studying agriculture, which is over and above? I mean, it's not against, but it's not like where you're coming from. What was your interest in studying agriculture,
The reason why
especially horticulture? Yes.
the reason why I studied agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
number one, I've been grown where the agriculture has been practiced,
Mm-hmm.
especially the livestock and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And since the people have started coming in our land,
Yes.
they started growing certain crops.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the job opportunities around our homes, and
Hey,
even
uliona mbele?
I saw the job opportunities around.
Yes.
And basically, as I said before,
Yes.
I studied agriculture because when you do something
Mm-hmm.
that you'll not depend anybody
Yes.
to employ you,
Yes.
then it will be a bit good.
But why do we have that? You've mentioned that, which is very interesting. However, I want us to bring in our guest and friend, Margaret. I don't know if you can be able to have Margaret to join us. I don't know if we're able to get Margaret to join us. Anyway, as we're waiting for her to join us. So now let me ask. So which other courses are there?
There are a lot of courses, especially the technical college, like the engineering department, engineering. There were the businesses courses, the cooperative business courses.
Okay.
The,
So these courses are geared towards making you employed, or making or training, just training farmers, or making you a better extension. Yes, Margaret. Hi, how are you, Margaret?
I'm fine.
I don't seem to hear
Hello.
her. Margaret, can you hear me?
Can hear you, Noah. Hello.
Margaret, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I cannot hear her. All right. So as we get this sorted, let's just continue. So let me ask something else. We have the agriculture courses that we are out there. So many of them, so many of the courses that are supposed to actually get refine young people, make you ready for the jobs market. But what jobs market is this? Is it because we see so many have gone into sales in terms of selling products, pesticides, fertilizer for the bigger companies, as well as smaller companies as well. Some of you have gone in the financial sector where you are advising farmers who are taking agricultural loans. What percent of the extension officers or the agronomists coming from this, having studied these courses, are actually out on the ground with smallholder farmers?
The percentage that I can say, it's around 20%. According
Okay.
the percentage that I can see, it's around 20% according to the way to the way these courses are being studied. For example, when we were in campus, there was a course called agricultural economics. And in this agricultural economics, there are a lot of things that you can learn about it. For example, how to teach farmers about how to teach farmers about to sell their produce, how they produce, the cost they should use. That you teach farmers, they should use less cost and produce more, so that they may gain a lot of profit. At the end of the day, it's business and profit.
Very interesting. All right, I'm being told that we have now we can be able to hear Margaret. Let us see if we can get her. All right, as we still get trying to get her. So if we see that we are able to get young people refined into the courses, first of all, which is the best? You see, we have different courses, even local and abroad. We have
Yeah.
the prestigious universities, prestigious colleges, and all that. Let me see. Margaret, you can hear me now?
We can hear you, Noah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
I know we were preparing this as late as 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for sparing time for us. And what we wanted to 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 to, to do is actually is just get to understand first who is Margaret. Let us know who Margaret is, and then we dive into the discussion that we are discussing today.
Okay. My name is Margaret Jenga, specialist in sustainable agriculture. I'm from Nakuru. Yeah, that's Margaret.
So Margaret, one of the things that we that picked is when I posted about which is the best course, and then
Yeah.
you mentioned, I think you were the first to comment. I will just read your comment here, and I think we had a discussion there. So you said Baraka College is the best, but sijapata job bado. So that is where we want to discuss today, and you as somebody in sustainable agriculture, with a very good combination, sustainable agriculture and rural development, a very interesting course, something that is really, I think, it would be a very marketable course, considering that we are discussing about we are actually working with smallholder farmers. Why do you think there's a disconnect between? First of all, do you think there's a disconnect between the courses that are being taught out there and what farmers or organizations are looking for?
Okay, what is there? I think there is somewhat
I
of
think I've
a
lost.
disconnect. Oh,
I think I've lost.
hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a disconnect between what is being taught there and what the organizations out here are looking for.
Uh-huh.
That's what you have asked.
Yes, yes.
Now, the reasons why I say this
Mm-hmm.
is because we are going to colleges or the universities. There we study the agricultural courses,
Mm-hmm.
but coming out here,
Mm-hmm.
before you get a chance to utilize your skills, it's becoming more often hard. Yeah.
Why do you think it's becoming hard? Is it that I mean, I don't want to preempt, but we see so many of the young people are actually coming from college, and they are actually taking up jobs doing sales for companies selling pesticides, agrochemicals, technically. Do you think that is what should be the case, considering that we are also in a situation where there's a lot of hunger and drought in areas? Is there a way some this can be changed so that you coming out from college, at least you can get a guarantee, as Titus was mentioning, that agriculture is what number one employer. How come we have the young people who are not employed in the same sector? What needs to be changed?
Yes, agriculture is number one employer, as agriculture is the backbone of the economy. But now, when people come out of colleges and they have nowhere to utilize their skills, which would help in the increase in food production, that's leading to food security. It's it's not guaranteed that there will be food security in the country. And many young people are venturing into maybe self-employment because organizations out there and the government, they have very few slots for accommodating the graduates. That's why you see many young people are being employed by the agricultural companies to sell their products. They are mostly engaging in the sales because those are the openings that are there, which not that good, because maybe you are employed in a company to do sales, you are not be able to reach the farmer where you can help the farmer with their skills that would help in high production of their crops. That's leading to, that's why you can see in our country food security is not guaranteed. Many people are dying of hunger. Many people are getting out of agriculture. They don't want to practice agriculture anymore due to the constraints that are there. But if these agricultural graduates would get a chance, they would elevate the level of poverty in the communities by empowering the farmers so that they can do farming at their best and at
All right. We seem to have lost Margaret, but she was bringing up a very interesting point as we wait for to bring her back on. She was bringing a very important point on why are we not utilizing the graduates who are coming from college to be able to train farmers. The only most of, I mean, 90% of the openings come from agrochemical companies, fertilizer companies, for them to be able to go and sell probably and support farmers. However, my question comes in now and ask myself, which probably we can discuss this is, do you think it is important for uh, the young people to form probably a body, because I don't see Agronomists Association of Kenya.
No, there is not.
There's only Agrochemicals Association of Kenya. Why is it that there's no Agronomists Association of Kenya? We have Law Society of Kenya, which basically is for lawyers. We have the I think it's the Doctors and Dentists Board, something like that. We have the Architects Association of Kenya. We have quite a number of associations, especially when things like FKE. Why is it that we don't have one for agronomists? And yet we're talking about food security, agriculture being number one employer, the backbone of our economy. I don't know which backbone anymore. Why is it that we don't have, in your own thoughts, how come we don't have even a cooperative union for agronomists?
I think the reason why you don't have, it's number one. What I can say it's about the farmer, how they keep themselves, because nowadays kila mtu anasema kila mtu ana maisha ya huku. But very interestingly,
Yes.
if the farmers could make these things, it's very helpful. Because number one, if you have an experience and another one have an experience, you bring these experiences combined, something good will be produced. So my challenge is to the farmers.
Yes.
Number one, to be united. You cannot bring those associations if you are not united in the first place.
But before going to the farmers, because see, one of the things that is very critical that it would be really nice to understand is, first of all, is it before going to the farmers, what happens to the agronomists?
In the agronomic sector, I largely say that the if you find that some things like fertilizers, the medicines are being sold in a very high rate, I can say that it will not bring people, because some small scale farmers will not afford these things.
Yes.
And unlike in Tanzania, Tanzania things are so cheaper, and you find
Before let's wait. I know you're running away from my problems. You come out what agronomists watakujia. My question is, how come we don't have a union, a body that brings, I mean, that brings extension, I mean, either extension officers or agronomists together, even registration, to know that this is my registration number in that body, so that even me as a farmer, if I'm looking for you, and the credibility I can get. Why is it that we don't have a union, a body?
I can say largely because these farmers, the agronomists themselves, are doing in different sectors, or you might find somebody like an agronomist being in a certain company, so you don't find that there is that collaboration between these professions in this sector.
So technically, you are doing it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You're the one doing it to us.
Yeah.
You as agronomists. Since you're not united, mnapigwa kiboko.
Kabisa.
All right, interesting. This, as you can listen, as you are following the discussion, we're talking about agricultural courses, which are the most marketable. We've heard from Margaret Jenga, who is actually an expert, trained in sustainable agriculture and rural development. A very interesting mix. One of the things that I really picked is when we had the discussion, and she said that she has done sustainable agriculture and a mix with rural development. Powerful. That's a very powerful course. I mean, it touches on everything. It touches on a sustainable, how agricultural, especially for the rural communities where we form, which, I mean, 80% of smallholder farmers in the rural areas. And apart from that, we've got, I think once we posted this, we have seen, I've got, I think, more than close to 1,000 young people saying that they are into agriculture, they've studied, there are no jobs. But on the flip side, also, I'm hearing a lot of farmers saying that, we need extension officers, we need agronomists, we need farm managers, farm supervisors. So what I will do is that I will ask our director, our producer, to actually showcase the courses that we had actually put up. And there was a post that we created last week, and the post was very interesting because it was asking which is the agriculture college or university with the most marketable agriculture related course. But before, even as we are waiting for them, actually it's already up. I think we can remove the lower thirds. What we can do is basically ask you which is the most prestigious. Can you use most and prestigious in the same word? Okay. Which is the prestigious agriculture college or university in Kenya? The one every agronomist would want to go to.
I think it's Egerton.
Egerton, interesting. So we will actually look at the poll that was created here, as we can see. If you can scroll down, we can see, just scroll up again. We have, if you go back up, one of the universities that I really thought would score highly was Kenyatta University. And what we are seeing, basically, we're seeing a very tight race between Jomo Kenyatta University of Uganda. It used to be called JKUAT.
JKUAT.
JKUAT. It's still JKUAT.
Yeah.
Jomo Kenyatta University of
Jomo Kenyatta University
of Agriculture and Technology, or Technology. Okay, interesting. And then there was Egerton coming at 26% of respondents saying that. We are seeing Egerton University coming in at 23%. What I was very surprised was Bukura Agricultural College, which is at a 38%. Why do you think Bukura is scoring highly? I really like to to get somebody from Bukura University to just tell us a bit more about that. We'll try and see if we can get them in the course of the week to understand a bit more about what they're offering. Why do you think Bukura is scoring highly and not the other universities?
I think,
Mhm.
in my perspective,
Mhm.
about these universities, if you
Mhm.
have practicals being done in the lab,
Mhm.
it make productive people, because these people will be learned. At the
Mhm.
same time, they will have the experience, because
Mhm.
most of the agriculture, it's around 50 to 60% you run on class, but 50, let us say 60% you run
In
on
the
the ground,
classroom, on the ground.
and then
Yes.
the rest you
40%
for,
is
for the class.
okay.
Because if you look at these farmers, for example, I here
Mhm.
are these ladies who usually plant these seedlings
Yes.
or the seeds.
Yes.
I find myself
Mhm.
very difficult to plant as I've been taught on class, but these ladies here on the ground,
And they've never go to
I've
class.
never gone to class. So I think the Bukura University,
Yes.
the Bukura
College. Yes.
College,
Yes.
have an agricultural land big,
Yes.
so they are doing it in
A lot of
class.
practical.
A lot of practical.
But Egerton has the biggest land. I mean, also it's scoring 23% is really high. Why is it that we're not getting? Very interesting. I think there's a very interesting mix, and I would have thought probably if we were to remove. But anyway, let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments and see some of the comments down there. I don't know which one to start with. Yes, so starting on that one, probably let's see which one we can start with. Yes. So Bukura, Winnie Jeb says Bukura. We see a friend of mine, Collins Muhebi, who will be talking to, especially Ask the Expert or Diagnostics Tuesday. I say that not just voting Egerton because I am an alumni, but for the years I have been in this field, I see Egerton graduates dominating in more successful key roles and value chains. Very interesting. So that again, going back to your point of that's a very interesting point that especially for what is it called for you've mentioned that Egerton is one of the most prestigious. There's another comment there says that next at my college um let's scroll up. Mugweru Wakithu says Ikomoja Coast Nabukura, very popular in the market, very interesting. There's one who has actually mentioned my farm. Yes, Taina Farm. Very interesting. And very interesting comment. Yes, we have Bryson Lujaja who says Bukura Agricultural College. We have Cheron Wilson. Wow, interesting. Alexi Kavesh who says Sikdonek. Sikdonek is actually a synonym with the Egerton University. Opeyo Amori says Egerton University will lead, others follow. Yes, there is Margalita that is who says Baraka College, very interesting. Um, yes, she's the one who mentioned that. We were actually Margaret Jagger. Yes, so as we scroll down again, let's scroll down and get to know to see more. Okay, as we do that, so there's also a comment here. NYS is also another one. We see Egerton University featuring and scoring it really highly. I can see Engineer Muya says Sick the neck, definitely. Sharif Peter says a premier institution of agriculture, and we have Egerton agronomist Professor says Egerton University. So very interestingly, as you can see, uh, one of the questions that is going through my mind, and one of the reasons why we decided to have this show today is students are coming from KCSE. They've done the exam, the results are out. Where are they being placed? Can we see? I'm not seeing a lot of advertising. I don't know if it's because they are not supposed to do it, but even on their own platform, we're not seeing agriculture university or colleges really wanting to go and get the cream de la cream of those. You know, if you get somebody who could go and do actuarial science, if you bring them in agriculture, they might transform. You know, they might transform. Why do you think that we're not seeing like advertising of these courses, of agriculture courses amongst the young people? Because I have not had yet academic. We normally have career days. You know, you guys normally have career days when you're in high school going. We are not seeing the agriculture courses, colleges going to talk to young people and enticing them and showing them why they should need to take agriculture courses in university. Why is it that we're not having that?
Largely, it's about no. Most of the universities around here,
Yes.
they don't have, if I can say, adequate personnel in agricultural sector. That's why they don't advertise it at all. But for example, the big universities,
Yes.
they should take part and taking as an advantage to produce more agricultural people outside here. For
Okay.
example,
Just continue.
for example, the big universities like the Egerton, the Bukura, whatever,
Yes.
they should take that opportunity to bring a lot of students,
Yes.
teaching them, and then when they become great, they are alumni of that.
And talk about it. You see, like what Collins Mohavia said, that there are quite a number of them who are now out there. Yeah. So my question comes next is, why is it that these students who have now come out from these colleges, what is the job placement? Let me, for example, how do you how are you prepared for the jobs market? Are you prepared to be employed? Are you prepared to take up your own course, your own jobs probably? Are you prepared to do extension services? How?
What I can say is, number one, it depends on the mindset of a student. Because most of the students inside the schools, they have the mindset that once they come out, they have the ready opportunity to be employed.
Okay.
And when they come here, things seems to be different.
Okay.
So
Kwa ground we didn't vote.
yeah, so what I can urge the students outside,
Yes.
inside the schools and reading about agriculture and
Studying,
whatever,
yes. Yeah.
studying,
Yeah.
what I can tell them is to fix their mind to any place they will be there. Because once you place your mind that you will get employed, and you find if you move out and then you don't find that job, find them frustrated, depressed, and someone has kazi, nini, a lot of stories. But if you move out, number one, thinking that you have studied agriculture, think that you are a self-employer. For
Yes.
example, if you come from these privileged places that they have rains most of the time,
The privilege.
they are privileged because sisi hapa huku tunateseka. But if you find these places that they are in highlands,
Yes.
and they are studying these courses, they start, nikitoka hapa ni nini naweza weka kwa hii shamba ya baba ambaye ama a small piece of land that we have, that I will produce and start getting money immediately.
Okay.
As I will be pursuing to look of jobs.
Yes.
And
But let me ask you, can we say that the young people themselves have no, because there's a guy who actually mentioned to me that why they were not even, they are not supposed even to be seen. They didn't like being seen that they were doing agriculture.
that is another problem.
Even, and they're still in the university.
That is another
So wanatoa hiyo dust coat ya green wanaweka kwa bag wakitembea.
That is another problem because watu wanaona kama wakulima. When I was there, there is an old man when we were in the field. That old man really gave me a very good story. He told me that one season, he harvested a lot of tomatoes that he earned 2.9 million shillings. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
So
No, just ask yourself. Because
it's very difficult.
if you find that even a vet looks more prestigious than a horticulturalist.
Yeah.
Why?
because Avet have this cover of a daktari, so
Uh-huh.
ni daktari wa nini,
Yes.
but I don't know how people will wanachukulianga hizi vitu. I don't know how they will take it,
Yes.
because they find it so difficult that they see that this person is superior than the other. Then even if they are on the same line, and I don't know, but this person has a lot of money than the one who being raised and
Very interesting. Yes, we're discussing agricultural courses, and one of the things that we have seen that is very important is for knowledge-based training for these young people, so that when they're out there in the jobs market, it's something that's critical. In line with that, we have a campaign that has been running, and one of the campaigns is actually one that we're doing in partnership with Masico, sorry, with UNIDO Markup, that is aflatoxin awareness, especially in three particular value chains, that is the groundnuts value chain, macadamia value chain, and the herbs and spices. So one of the things that is recommended is for you to be able to make sure that you do proper field sanitation. Very critical for you to be able to know that you need to remove excessive weed invasion. You need to make sure that you apply alpha Ceph 30 to 45 days after planting at the appropriate stage to prevent toxic molds. You need to make sure that you apply the correct pesticides and insecticides as prescribed on the label and recommended by an authorized agro dealer. So make sure again, in before harvesting, that is the beginning stages, proper field sanitation, prevent insect and pest damage to the seeds and the pods, so that you can be able to avoid having aflatoxin in investing actually, and infecting them, infestation rather. So make sure that you do that. This message has been brought to you by Market Access Upgrade Program, in that is UNIDO, founded by the European Union and in partnership with the Republic of Kenya Ministry of Information, Trade and Enterprise Development. I found that very interesting, and it's not Ministry of Agriculture. Yes, we are taking a short break. When we come to the last bit, we will give you some updates from what we had in the field. But as we go on a break, you will see some messages about the aflatoxin campaign. Welcome back to Farmers Breakfast Show, right here from Farmers Media, where we help you connect, learn, and grow. And today we are discussing about agricultural courses. We have now had and established that one of the most prestigious agricultural colleges is Egerton University, SIG. And we will try and get more information about it and share on our platforms about what are these courses that they're offering, how do you get to, what marks do you require to attain. I know they have all the courses from certificate, diploma, higher diploma. I don't know if there's something like higher diploma nowadays. There used to be higher national there used to be higher diploma and higher national diploma, and then there was then the bachelor's as well as the master's. I know some of the courses are really nice. There's one of the courses that I really love from Kenyatta University, that is the agribusiness management. It's a specifically course that is on agribusiness management. But on that note, do you think somebody can be able to learn the management bit of something if they don't know about it? For example, to manage the business angle of an agricultural enterprise without understanding the agriculture itself. What do you think? Now, I wanted to ask you, what was one of your highlights when you were visiting farmers? I know we visited quite a number of farmers the last week. What was one of your highlights? I mean, if you just tell us like one or two of your highlights in that you actually saw is a challenge to food security, especially from an academic angle, having discussed with these different farmers.
The one of the highlights that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
it's about the transport system,
Uh-huh.
because farmers there outside are doing very well,
Mm-hmm.
but you find the roads
Mm-hmm.
that they are going to those to the farmers themselves,
Mm.
they are a bit challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I saw, it's about the the prices of these the pesticides
Mm-hmm.
and the fertilizers.
Farm
They
inputs,
were
yes.
the farm
Inputs.
inputs.
Mm.
They were a bit high, so the farmers were complaining if the government can intervene and
Mm-hmm.
bring, because you cannot make the fertilizer by your own unless you have the natural one.
The manure only.
The manure.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So they were some of the highlights that I saw is about
Mhm.
the transport and the farming inputs. They were saying they are a little bit expensive.
Very interesting. And that brings us to the point that where we are partnering with the UK Tech Hub, funded by UK Aid, in the affordable transport and logistics services, which is a campaign that we've been running. I think you'll be able to see below the screen there, you'll see the campaign that we're running, which is the affordable transport and logistics services, testing out to see what is the role of transport. How can we be able to understand what the role of transport in? And we've seen some of the things that you mentioned, the road network, the cost of transport, and considering now the cost of fuel has just, doubled. And that goes even in production, because I was talking to somebody and saying when you used to do furrow irrigation, you used to pump water from the river to the farm, but the cost of fuel has shot up. So even but yet the cost of, I was talking to a farmer who is growing watermelon on furrow irrigation, same that we used to do probably 5 6 years ago. But now the cost of price of produce is still the same, 20 shillings per kilo of watermelon. So there's a very big disconnect there that is there. Again, if you can be able to comment in you can put your comment in the comment section about the affordable transport and logistics services. We're hoping to get at least an image about the campaign that we're running with in partnership with UK Tech Hub. It is very important to get more information about this. You can call our number on 0700 2930 31 to get more information, or just comment in the comment section as well. Now, as we go to as we wind up and getting to understand a bit more about these courses, I know we are not able to exhaustively discuss all that. We have Margaret back on air. Margaret, good to have you back. One of the things that we want to ask you, Margaret, is what do you think we in the media can do to make sure that you get these courses? You get to use the knowledge that you've gained from these courses. What do you think is our role? Task me, task us here.
Okay, the loss of the media that helps this us to get this job is to maybe link with the employing companies, link us with the farmers, so as we can give them the knowledge and skills, improve on the crop production. Then, as the industry, and these groups that deal with agriculture, maybe can be to help farmers over there, and maybe the interested farmers may gain knowledge and may wish to maybe offer someone a job to assist them in the activities.
So now
That's
this is an open air interview. Margaret, what are you good with? How can you help a farmer? We have very many farmers watching now. So this
yeah.
is an open interview. I don't want to sell yourself. Uh, Promote yourself.
Okay, as much as I'm good in crop action, management, yeah, in which I can help these farmers manage their crops, manage their farms, can help them in good use of fertilizers, in fertilizers and pest and disease control, which will minimize the challenges that farmers face, and increase their production and the quality of their product. Can also help record keeping. Record keeping is very key in agriculture, because when you have record, you are able to know what you are doing or what you wish to do. You are able to follow up with your crops or your livestock, because without the records, you just be doing work in very unprofessional way, that you may lose some crops or livestock. Because, for instance, if you don't keep records of maybe of the pest control, maybe you are controlling your pest, maybe if it might need that you have to do the application of pesticides maybe twice a week, you get, because you can't remember when last you did that. You can go even for a month. You're not able to keep your financial records well. So by the end of what you are doing, you are not able to tell whether you you made profit or you got losses. Now, if they are helped with record keeping, that would help in the management and follow up of your crops. When you make losses, you are able to know this time round I got profit and losses, so next time so as I don't incur losses on the farm. Yeah.
Good. Farmers have had you, and I would like to thank you very much, Margaret, for having tuned in and joined us this morning with this discussion. I know we'll be engaging much more, and for those who have listened to, Margaret is a specialist in sustainable agriculture, making, how to understand how your farm can be able to be sustainable, what activities you need to do. And one of the things that she has actually put very interesting and important is record keeping, the importance of record keeping. How do you put the records? Which records do you put? How do you interpret the same records as well? But also, apart from just the sustainable agriculture, she is also she has managed to learn about the link between sustainable agriculture and rural development. How do you bring money in the other world where people would be inaitwa pesa mashinani, pesa mashinani, but that sounds like a political slogan. Anyway, yes, thank you very much, Margaret. I think we'll be contacting you later on to discuss a bit more. Thank you very much, and
My
we
pleasure.
are sure that after this, some farmers will be able to contact you. I know you said you're in Nakuru and the environs. I know there are quite a number of farming activities going on there, and we definitely keep on talking to you more. Thank you very much, and have a brilliant day, Margaret.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So as you can hear, what Margaret is saying, she's very passionate. Very passionate in bringing out the fact that this is something very important and very critical as well. Very critical to make sure that we are utilizing the young people who are being given this knowledge. Very important. We have, I'm being told we have to talk about something here. We have our weather update. Apologies for having missed out on that. I think this was a very interesting discussion. So, our weather update right now, we have Mombasa, highs of 32 and lows of 23. Very interesting weather for watermelon. Very good weather for watermelon, the chilies and horticulture, basically. Not very good, might not be very good for maize as well. We have Nakuru, where Margaret is, highs of 29 and lows of 9. Very good for potato production. We have Marsabit, one of my favorite counties, highs of 27. Unajua kwa my friend. Wajana hii ya Kajiado. Ni kama double ya Kajiado. Then we have Kakamega, highs of 30, lows of 13. Funny thing in Kakamega, it can be highs of 30 with cloud. Yes, Garissa, Lamu, Lodwar, Mandera, Moyale, Wajir, we are experiencing highs of 36 degrees and lows of 24. Narok, our neighboring county, highs of 28, lows of 8. Very good for things like wheat as well, maize production, pasture production as well. We have Kericho, one of the most scenic counties, highs of 25, lows of 8. Their tea production is excellent. Kitui, highs of 28, and hot and dry sunny intervals. Machakos, the same. Meru is at 25 degrees. Watu wa Baite, watu wa nani hivyo. Kitale 29 degrees, and it looks like we have missed our own county. Yes, and our county is at 29 degrees. I think it's more. I think that's the first sun is 29 degrees. The next one is 36. Yes. And some updates from Mathri Route, courtesy of Mathri Route. We're bringing to you some traffic updates. We are back. So they say Thika Road is terrible. Thika Road is crazy this morning. That is Marcelo George saying that. Avoid service lane on Thika Road towards Modaiga. It's a mess. Thika Road is mother of all jams. How come and they have the superhighway? Interesting. Very interesting. We are seeing that. Avoid service lane Thika Road. That is Kenny Smart saying that. Please respect cyclists. That is something motorists are being told. Maintain 1.5 meters. Mimi, I'm a cyclist, like in Agopa is my highway, my friend. Hey. Yes, interesting. Yes, so that if you have any incidences or accidents that you would report, kindly share with us. That update, the traffic update, has been brought to you courtesy of Mathri Route. And we want to, as we wind up this discussion, what are your final words? What do you think needs to be changed, done a bit different?
My final words, as we are winding up, I want to tell the agricultural sector that number one, about the students who are number one, the students who are out waiting for the courses that they will do, I really like to advise them to take the agricultural sector. Since we have discussed about the agricultural courses, they can in our YouTube channel subscribe,
yes,
and share and learn about the importance of these agricultural courses.
yes,
So I can really tell them to really do agriculture, since it's when they are in high school, they were told that agriculture,
yes,
in the beginning of that, I remember my book, the first sentence I wrote in the agriculture from one, agriculture is 80% of our economy in Kenya. So I can advise them to do agricultural courses.
they take the agriculture courses.
Yeah, they take the agricultural courses.
Iko pesa.
Iko pesa.
Oh, umeona pesa. Lakini unajua wewe ni mwana biashara bana.
Yeah. Another thing I can say, it's about the extension officer. The government should invest at least to the extension officer, who will go and teach these farmers a lot of things and also the government will intervene about the fertilizer, the prices of the input.
The input prices, yes. Removing
so
taxation.
And they remove a lot of taxation so that the farmers will get the maximum profit as they required. And lastly, we can say that we have like the project of transport.
The transport logistics.
Transport logistics.
Yes.
This will really help about the farmers getting their profits.
Yes.
High and lastly, it's about the pasture commercialization feeds.
Yes.
We really want to encourage our farmers that nowadays we have to change our minds from keeping animals. First, we think the feeds, and then we come to the animals.
Exactly.
That will be very important, and we will not have
mambo ya pride ya tindiko na ng'ombe 200 atuachana. Imetoka kabisa.
Those days have gone.
Very interesting, very interesting. Thank you very much, Tatas, again. We have reached the time where we have the proverb of the day, and our proverb for the day, unajua pale mimi natoka lazima niongee juu ya kuku. So our proverb of the day says, the chicken that digs for food will not sleep hungry.
Absolutely.
The chicken that digs for food. Yani ukijitafutia chakula, ukiweza kujitengenezea, you will not sleep hungry. And that one ties in very closely with what you've mentioned about the livestock feed commercialization project. Again, it is a project that actually transforms relief to resilience, where we can be able to grow our own food for ourselves, grow for our livestock as well. I'm also a livestock farmer, but it's something that is very important. This has been a Farmers Media. As we end, we have a star farmers, one of our anchor farmers, who has gone above and beyond to be able to transform himself, transform the neighbors around his farm. He has gone and done quite a lot. This farmer is our senior William Kereto, who will actually be, you'll actually see the video as we end. Thank you for having tuned in. This is a Farmer's Breakfast Show. Later on, we'll be having the evening drive and farm planning today. Keep it locked. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Majina yangu naitwa William Saitoti Kereto. I'm a resident of Matopato South Ward, Engaboli area. Tumekuwa na changamoto mingi sana juu ya kiangazi ambao we have just experienced. Ng'ombe zimekufa. There have been a lack of rain. Therefore malisho imekuwa haba. Inahitajika sasa tujipange na mbinu ingine ambayo inaweza tusaidia tuhakikishe kwamba tuko na pasture, hata kama ni kulima, tuko tayari kulima nyasi ya ng'ombe ili ng'ombe zetu isirudi kufa, na pia kuokoa even to sell to our community so that the cows also don't die. Kwa maana ng'ombe kwa Masai ni ajira, it is their bank, na if cattle are dying, it means livelihood zinaenda chini, poverty ina increase, thereby means ya kusomesha watu maisha inakuwa ngumu. So tukipata watu ambao wanaweza tusaidia kufanya hiyo project, we are happy, na tutafanya na ni roho moja ili kwamba tuanzishe hiyo project ya commercialization so that we save livelihoods ambao ya watu yetu. Yes.
How has the experience been like wakati wa kiangazi mmekuwa mkimanage aje?
Wakati wa kiangazi imekuwa ngumu sana because pasture inaisha, watu wanahama mpaka wanafika mwisho, so imekuwa ni kununua nyasi. Sasa nyasi kununua na watu kufeed inakuwa shida, changamoto sana. So imekuwa very very hard because nyasi inatoka mbali, nyasi ingine hata hujui inatoka wapi, inakuja na magonjwa. So if you can produce your own pasture, itakuwa better, and ita save a lot of our life ng'ombe yetu. Yes.
During that kumekuwa na cases ya ng'ombe kukufa. On an estimate, a normal farmer anaweza lose kama ng'ombe ngapi hivi?
It depends. Unajua ni we are stratified society. Si kila mtu ako na ng'ombe kiasi sawa sawa na. But ng'ombe zimekufa. Unakuta mtu alikuwa na ng'ombe 300 amepoteza like hiyo 200 plus. Anabaki kitu na 80. Kuna mtu alikuwa na ng'ombe 100 amepoteza. Yani imebaki kidogo sana. So inarudisha watu nyuma.
Ungependa kuambia nini wasimamizi wa hii project? Nini ya maana ungependa kuambia?
Hii project imekuja at the right time, and we must sincerely thank them for supporting us. Ni wamefikiria kitu la maana kwamba ule mtu wako na maji anaweza kuwa incorporated into this project, ndio nyasi ipatikane ikiwa karibu, ipatikane ikiwa safi, haina magonjwa. So tunataka tu ni wazidi kutusupport, na tutazidi kurecruit. Tumeanza tu, but I'm sure most of my community members watajoin wakiona kitu mzuri nafanyika hapa, them also, wale wako na maji wata join in, na tutaendelea mbele na hii mradi. Pia tungependa ni kushukuru kaunti yetu kwa maana wamekuwa wakiongelea hiyo mambo ya commercialization ya nyasi. Wazidi tu watushike mkono, wakitupatia hiyo seeds ni sawa, tutashukuru sisi. Yes.
Asante sana.
Thank you.